So what about tanks, guys? We had a couple of tanks that were leaked in the major leak we had this week. So let's talk about one of them in this video, the KF-51 Panther. The new MBT, the new generation of new MBTs for the Germans, right? So what are these? You know, what should you expect from them? And are they really that good or that bad? Let's talk a little bit about them and what you should expect. And probably this tank is the reason why I think this leak list is indeed true, because we had another one that said that FPV drones are coming, and this thing has a very similar-ish kind of system to a drone that can attack tanks, right? So let's get going. So what about the gun? It uses a 130mm Rheinmetall gun that it's smooth bore, right? Auto-loaded from twin magazines. So because of that, it can actually be very, very fast, and it's able to actually fire around at around 5 point something seconds. So it's very, very, very fast, especially for such a big gun and long round, you know, heavy round. And it can fire APF SDS, of course, you know, programmable HE, practice rounds, obviously, and other stuff. But in a general sense, it would be a gun that it's very, very fast, reloaded, that has a lot more penetration than the 120mm. Some sources even claim more than 40 to 50% more penetration, and more range as well. So it is very, very good. I don't know about this penetration that they say, but it is going to be a very highly capable round that can be reloaded very fast, and it's going to be way better than the 120mm that the Germans normally use, okay? It uses auxiliary, you know, guns as well, like the 12.7 coaxial machine gun. It has also the turret on the roof with a 7.62. So yeah, of course. And it can even apparently launch have a grenade launcher in there as well, depending on the options that the client wants from this tank, right? And also, I think one of the main weapons that we have here is the Hero 120, which is a loitering ammunition, right? This type of ammunition is pretty much a kamikaze drone, okay? It's basically the idea is that it has 4 of these. It can fly for 60 minutes and do a top-down attack on a tank. I don't know how much it penetrates, uses a shaped charge, right? But it is supposed to be attacking from above. It will probably be intercepted against with APS systems and stuff like that. But in a general sense, it would be kind of an FPV drone that you can kamikaze into another tank, right? It has 4 of these, like I said, so very interesting, and it can do very long ranges, like 60, some sources even claim 80 kilometers with these things, right? So yeah, it's supposed to help in the modern day combat with modern day features with something like this, right? For the protection, it will be one of the most protected tanks in the game. It has basically all types of protection systems that exist nowadays in real life, right? So of course it will have a passive armor, you know, a normal composite armor that would be on the turret, on the hull, etc., just like a normal Leopard. It would have something like that. It would also have a reactive armor, you know, that basically has sensors onto it, so to defeat shaped charges that are coming, ATGM, stuff like that, right? And also it has the Strike Shield APS, right, which is the active protection system that can counter some, you know, kinetic rounds, some ATGMs, stuff like that, from the hull and turret, everything, right? So it has basically every single type of protection, you know, passive, composites, reactive, and active protection systems, okay? Also, it has, of course, the Rosy smoke grenade launchers that can, you know, obscure the front of the tank or whatever, you know, the normal smoke shell, like grenade launchers. It has also kind of a system that protects the tank from all angles, like drones and missiles and everything, that combines the hard kill APS and a soft kill kind of jamming environment, you know, that would prevent it to actually be attacked from above. So for example, top-down attacks would not work too much in theory against this tank, like the ATGMs that we see in the Americans with the Bradley and stuff, right? So, and the Swedish, I think, have one of these, right? So yeah, pretty interesting, right? Of course, it would have all sorts of thermals and sensors and everything, cameras all over the tank, very modern thermal systems, and everything that you want from a modern tank, fire control systems, everything that we would use or not in the game this tank has. It is one of the most modern tanks out there today. It has also, for the mobility, only 59 tons, so it's a very light tank compared to other MBTs from NATO, right? And it has also still the 1500 horsepower engine, right? So it would have a 25.4 or 25.2 horsepower per ton, which means that it would be more mobile and faster than a normal Leopard 2A7, right? It can get up to like 70 kilometers per hour, and of course with a top road performance, and then a reverse speed of around 30 kilometers per hour. So yeah, it is a pretty interesting tank, very light, very protected, and with a very strong gun, probably one of the best guns in the game if it's added without a counter, if not the best gun in the game. And also for the crew, it has, you know, 3 primary crews, of course. The commander, gunner, driver situation, of course, uses an autoloader. But also, it can control UAVs, like the Hero 120, but also other drones, to actually be able to, you know, do well in the battlefield. And that's kind of it, guys. So it's a tank that has an amazing system to protect itself, an amazing gun, amazing mobility. So it is probably going to be one of the best MBTs in the game, if not the best, depending on the counter that this thing actually receives. What country can use it? Well, since it's in its prototype phase, probably just Germany for now, but Italy is trying to buy these, so we might see it for Italy. There are some other versions that the Germans are trying to push for a cheaper kind of option, for example, bringing modular packages, because the chassis itself is very similar to the Leopards, right? It's an evolution of the Leopard. So the chassis, for example, of a Leopard 2A4 can be upgraded, and then the turret can be just put it on to the Leopard 2A4 kind of chassis. So with some upgrades, you can have a very cheap version of the KF-51 instead of a new tank. So all sorts of stuff can be done to make these tanks be added. For example, Hungary is thinking about something like that, right? So yeah, we don't know exactly, but in a general sense, it will be a very modern tank that will be probably the best tank in the game. So let me know in the comments what you think about the KF-51 Panther. A very interesting tank, very punchy gun, everything that we have talked about, and I see you guys in the next one. So yeah, bye. See you. Subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Bye.